I know the original question was, are women too free to love? How do you say? And I'm going to say yes, and I'll tell you why. I think so. The government, society, uh, particularly the government, have literally subsidized men or men's duties, right? Without subsidizing the needs of men. So, as far as protection, which was mainly us that used to be the protectors, no, the government has now protected them. So they don't need us as much. As far as providing, that's been subsidized as well. There's many things in place to support women, particularly if you have children. You can get housing, free schooling, anything that would make you not need a man. So if women are able to do whatever they want, and Callie's right with that, she could pretty much do whatever she want by herself. So with that, it's it's going to be a lot more difficult for her to love a man. And we're speaking generally, right? Because I know there are some women who don't think like that, but let's keep it real. Most women love what's attached to you. Facts. If when you start to feel like women love you for you, then you start messing the game up. Women love the feeling that they get from you. Women love what you can provide for them. Women love how you make them feel. And if you don't believe me, stop that shit for a week and see how much they love you then. See how much respect you get then. That's just what it is. So, I mean, you could get mad at the game if you want to, but if you don't have what the women want or need, then yeah, you're just not gonna be loved.
Based on what Trev just said, men love what you provide for them too, and that's part of a relationship. So I don't think that that has anything to do with like what he was saying in terms of not loving properly. I think it's the actions that occur in the if I'm only with you based on just what you can provide and that's it, then I don't think that's love, right? But a part of love is being able to serve each other, right? Being able to provide for each other. So I don't think that part is incorrect. So I just wanted to kind of point that out. That's kind of the point of not just, well, in any relationship that you have, not just boyfriend, girlfriend, your friends. You're not going to hang around somebody who don't give you something. It doesn't mean that it has to be something tangible or physical, right? It can be things like this is person's a good leader, this person a good listener, this person gives great advice, oh, I can learn something from them about stocks or whatever. So I think relationships are built on stuff that you can exchange with each other. So I don't think anything's wrong with that.
I feel like the outside sources like social media, music can kind of like trick a woman's mindset to thinking that they don't need a man, but they're not understanding that it's a music is a marketable source. It's just, it's meant for what it's meant for. It's not necessarily true, but it's something that's going to gravitate the audience. And I feel like people go with a lot of things that they see instead of basing things off of how they really feel in their everyday lives. So I would say that there's an impact on how women act today as far as that, for sure. Outside sources, like I said, social media, music.
Can you truly love someone you refuse to need? I'm gonna go with you, Shan.
Yeah, I love a lot of people I don't need. Love them dearly. But are you saying can I be in a relationship with somebody?
No,
Loving and being in a relationship are two different things,
No, can you truly love someone you refuse to need?
I refuse to need.
Can you love someone you refuse to need?
Yeah, you can love someone you refuse to need. I think that's a weird question. I guess I'm not understanding.
No, I get what you're saying, like, but you're gonna love them for what they got, but not for who they are. Like you were saying before, you having money, your income, what you got to offer. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more of like a I want you because of what you can do for me or give me, not I want you because of who you are and how you being yourself.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people. Oh, I'm sorry. I do apologize. Keep going.
No, I said what I said. Yeah.
I think a lot of people love people. I mean, it's people. It's a lot of people who love people that they don't need. We help each other. You know, I think there are a lot of relationships that go on like that. I think that we look at these these people who are loud on the internet talking about using people very transactional. But when we go outside, because I always talk about the outside, you step outside, then people be in love with each other. They're average people dating average people, and they're in love with their average man. He's in love with his average woman. So it has nothing to do with, you know, I mean, you do need each other because the relationship, you complement each other, right? But not in the need that I think that people on the internet like to talk about, like financial need or all those other things. There are other needs in the world, if that makes sense.
I would say this: refusing to need somebody is really difficult to try to understand. Because imagine, like, let's say you actually do need somebody to help you or need someone's support. I would say maybe rephrasing it to refusing their generosity or refusing their support. You still need them. You just, if I can understand if you said, how do you be with somebody you don't need versus how do you be with somebody you refuse to need? It's like you're intentionally rejecting any support they're willing to give you.
Let me give a little bit more context. Real love requires a level of vulnerability, trust, and dependency. If you refuse to ever need someone, if you refuse to ever rely on them emotionally, spiritually, mentally, or physically, then you are blocking yourself from full love. So it doesn't mean, it's not coming from like desperation. I mean, it's like choosing to trust, choosing to depend, choosing to be vulnerable, even when you could survive without them.
So it's like you got an option to take advantage of the benefits they're willing to give you or reject the benefits they're willing to give you. And the benefits they're willing to give you could be some of the things you stated. I've never known anybody that operate like that. That's an interesting topic. Usually people do the take advantage of those things and or become ungrateful, if anything, but rejecting them, knowing that you could use it, it's just weird.
After that clarification that you just gave, JR, based on that, I think most people don't know how to love by that definition, because a lot of people have issues with trust. And if you need to have trust based on, like you said, the vulnerability, being open and honest, all those things, I think that's exactly why relationships don't work. I mean, we hear the men on here all the time coaching each other. Oh, you don't tell a woman everything. Oh, she'll take that information and use that against you. So if it requires true vulnerability and you don't operate like that within your relationship, then based on that, you're not truly in love with the person that you say that you with, if you can't be vulnerable. So yeah, I think most people will have trouble loving somebody fully, especially if they have trust issues.
And I'll give a little context too within the topic. A woman who says, I don't need a man, cannot fully love because real love is risky. It's choosing to lean into someone else's leadership, protection, and emotional security. A man will feel disconnected if his woman refuses to ever need him, because being needed is part of masculine love and masculine purpose.
I was gonna say something. I was gonna say that, like, damn, I'm sorry. Sweeney's freaking background like totally threw me off. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Yeah,
I had something good in my head. I was like, what the hell? No. What I was going to say is that God damn it, Sweeney. Can you please repeat the first line you said so it can bring back what I was exactly gonna say before his background came up?
The example with the woman or the man?
The example with the both.
A woman who says, I don't need a man, cannot fully love because real love is risky. It's choosing to lean into someone else's leadership, protection, and emotional security.
Okay, I remember now. So anything in life, everything in life is risky. You step out the house, you're taking a risk. You go into the car, you take a risk. You go on a plane, you take a risk. Everything in life is risky. And sometimes, you got to take a risk in life. You got to. You going to your job is a risk. No job is secure. Jobs can fire you. Jobs can lay you off. Nothing is secure in life. It can seem that way, but truly nothing is. So if you go through relationships or go through life in fear of losing something, then you're going to constantly lose.